Today we'll get to some standing stuff. So I'm going to talk a little louder. So hopefully you can still hear me. I have my laptop up really high here. Oh, look at that. That works. Thank you, Judith, for schooling me on how to deal with my space issues. All right. I brought a block out today. So if you have blocks at home, have your block handy. If you don't have a block, don't worry about it. Props are optional. They're just to help us access the poses. Got my lemonade. And let's start. So feet on the floor, sit bones on the chair. Sit up nice and tall. Mess up your hair so you stop thinking about it. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Relax the inner thighs for a moment. Relax your shoulders. Draw your chin to your chest. Stretch the back of your neck. Take a deep breath in, lift your head up, and let it sit right back on top of your shoulders. If you'd like, close off the eyes. Let's get in touch with the breath. See if you can immerse yourself in this experience. It's a little odd, breathing in your own space, talking to a video screen. Trying to tune in. Breathe in through the nose, out through the nose. Giving your best effort to tune out distractions. Not with force, but with that sense of kind of giving way. Right? It's that sway, that letting things lean into you. Just let them slide off. Less rigidity. I think in terms of the short stint I did in martial arts where you start to move with the opponent's energy, let them brush past you, and use their own body weight to bring them off balance. So when you have, instead of meeting them with full resistance, so when you have the distraction, instead of slamming against it, just kind of acknowledge it and let it pass. Let it blow past you. And again, bow your chin towards your chest. Do it on an exhale. And a reminder that so much of our practice is about working with the breath. So you'll hear me say inhale and exhale, not just because those are the only two words I know. Inhale, feel the back of your head lift. But to cue movement of energy, exhale, drop your head gently to the side, not forcing it. So it was pointed out to me very kindly yesterday that there are lymph nodes and other structures in the neck that don't always like compression. So just be careful and gentle. In our class, when we tilt our head back, we always support it with our hands. And you never have to tilt the head back, especially if you've ever had an injury on your neck. And then lift the head up with assistance. Drop the head to the other side. Any move with the spine, any move with the joint, we always do so lovingly and carefully. Whether we're doing a gentle chair practice, whether you're doing a hot power yoga practice. If I ever use the word and I say, just move this, please forgive me. It's never just, because just implies that it's easy for all. Nothing's easy for all of us. Lift your head up. But even something like just breathe. If you've been coughing, bring your chin to your chest. Just breathing might be the biggest task that you take on for the day. Fingertips to forehead and lift. It's like telling somebody, just calm down, right? Lift your eyes to the ceiling, tilt your nose a little bit up. Just for looking up at the ceiling. Looking up at my ceiling fan, thinking about maybe dusting later today, or maybe not. Bring the eyes to the nose, look all the way down. Lift the eyes up. Take the nose up, just a little, right? No tension in the shoulders, no tension in the neck. All I did, right? All we're doing is looking up a little. Stretching the muscles in the eyes, relax your forehead, bring your eyes to your nose, and then tilt your nose towards the floor. Gentle movement. I don't know about you guys, y'all, my sleep cycle is really goofy. I'm tired at 8, can't fall asleep till 1. So I'm trying just to force myself out of bed early so I can get to bed earlier. My dreams are weird. As my husband would say, weirder than normal. Drop and look down. Up again. And then bring your chin back to neutral. Chin parallel to the floor. And then I'm going to turn sideways to show you what this looks like. Fingertip to the chin. Right? If you got the dimple in your chin, pull the chin back in space and then release it forward. Back in space, release it forward. So this is called a chin thrust. This is where we are when we're looking at our computer screen. We don't have our glasses on, where we're driving. Right? And then pull it back a little extra and then return it to neutral. So we're kind of doing the chicken neck, right? Fingertip to the chin so we can feel the chin move back. I'm not tilting up, I'm pulling it back. Pulling it forward, pulling it back. Pulling it forward, pulling it back, and then finding neutral. Should feel nice and open in the neck, no stress. Every inch forward, we bring our chin. It's doubling the weight of our head, right? Longer lever, more weight, the physics behind it, right? So think about when you round your shoulders, where does that put your head for your neck? You can feel it immediately in your back. So it's a nice check-in, how to do this. Back around. Scoot yourself forward on your chair, sit bones on the chair. Shoulders up to the ears. Drop them down. Shoulders up to the ears. Drop them down. Shoulders up to the ears. Notice where you feel it. Is it the neck? Is it I feel it right here in the front muscles. I've been doing a lot of stretching in the front and then bring it down again. Let's reach for the space behind us on the chair. Gripping. You can see I'm gripping the seat of my chair. If there's room for your shoulders, rolling the shoulders back, reach up towards the back of the chair, the seat back, not the back of the seat, or both. Take the elbows, squeeze them together. Keeping the chin in neutral, pull the heart forward. And here's a back view. Here's the side view. Pull the heart forward. Tighten up my shirt. And then round. Take the hands to the lap. Keep the hands on the knees and press down into the knees to support you. Now, if you've got a tight upper back, tight lower back, this exercise alone can be really nice. And you know, we spend a lot of time flexing and extending our spine in my classes. And when we're seated a lot, if we have more of a sedentary lifestyle, or if we spend a lot of time hunched over gardening, cooking, sewing, computing, this simple exercise, and I say simple relative to some of the other stuff we do, not simple because it's easy to do, can do a lot of benefit for our spines. Back and forth. Notice we're using the shoulder joint. We're rocking the pelvis, right? If you want, add a little more pelvis action. Right, Marianne? See if you can just use the pelvis to go back and forth. I'll give a little view here. The pelvis going under and back. Under, so there's some flexibility in the hip flexors here. Rolling on the back of your sit bones almost to your tailbone and then bringing it forward. Don't turn sideways on your chair. I want you to have something back here to protect you. Back and forth. And it might feel like you're doing a sit-up. Nutating the pelvis. It's the other fancy word for it. Don't worry about how far back your tail lifts, but pull that belly button as if you could bring the belly button up to your nose. Wouldn't that be something? Just freeing up your low back, really opening up that low back. All right, sit up nice and tall, right? A lot of work all up and down the spine. It's 24 vertebrae. But the ones in the sacrum are fused, the ones in the tailbone, those are fused. Right, so all the other free ones in the neck, the upper back, and low back. Walk your feet apart if you can. If you've got restrictions on your chair or your hips don't like it, just make sure you've got a solid stance, feet pushing down. We're going to take our upper body around in gentle circles. So small circles is here. Slow and controlled. You want to feel very much in control of this movement. Legs are strong. Imagine you're standing up. Your legs would be holding you up. So even though you're seated, we don't want our back to be doing all the work. You want your legs to be holding you up. A bigger move would be adding a side bend, right? Leaning over a little bit, leaning forward a little bit. That breath is full and into the belly as best you can. Nice and slow. Fix your eyes on a single spot if you tend to get dizzy. Richard, it was nice to hear your voice. I'm glad you're recovering from your back surgery. All right, let's switch directions. So start with small circles. You guys know the operating rules here. If it feels bad, don't do it. If it's unusual, explore. Explore. If your mind starts wandering, explore the pose, the movement more. Keep yourself focused on what you're doing. You know me, I am the queen, the princess, and the entire royal family of ADHD, right? Distracting, which is why I'm so drawn to this practice that teaches you that constant learning process, bigger circles here. of refocusing and recentering. It is the only exercise thing that I've done consistently my entire life. It's the only thing. I haven't been doing it my entire life. It's the only thing throughout my entire life that I've done consistently. Some of you have been practicing yoga longer than I've been alive. Bless your hearts. I can only hope that I keep this up until the windows darken, so to speak. And then come all the way up to seated. It seems to serve in all aspects. If I need to get sweaty, I can use it. If I need to calm down, if I need to meditate, if I need to stretch. It's got all these different layers that I wasn't able to discover in anything else. Take the arms up high, turn the palms towards you. I'm going to back up again. There we go. Arms up high, palms facing each other. Palms facing each other. And then touch the hands together, bring them to your heart. I'm going to tilt my screen up a little bit. Take a big inhale, palms up again. There's a close-up view. Aha! Almost got it perfect. Take the arms out wide. Hands just at shoulder height. And flip them down. So this is too high. This is just about right. You can bend the elbows, make it more of a surfer. Keep pressing the fingers away from you. Stretch space, right? So here's what it looks like. Stretch space between the fingers. Drop those shoulders. Lift the sternum. Hug the belly in and up. A little bit of upper body work here. Turn the palms forward. Inhale. Exhale. Press together. Bring the elbows towards each other. Bring the palms towards each other. Inhale, spread them open all the way wide again. Exhale, press them together. So two-part move. We're bending at the elbows and we're drawing the arms together, open. Exhale, press. Press the feet down and sit a little taller as you bring the arms together. Inhale, open. Exhale, press. Inhale, open. Feel that shoulder work. Exhale, press. Hold here. Hold here. Pulse. Pulse the elbows towards each other. Option to take the elbows to shoulder height. It's a lot of work on the shoulders. What feels right today? My doggy barking. And then press them apart. Keep the cactus arms. Keep the cactus arms. Keep the cactus arms. Press the backs of the hands backwards. Open those shoulders and release. Oh, roll it out. Nice. Take an inhale. As you exhale, take your left foot, step it forward, a little bit in front of your knee. Take your right foot, step it backwards, a little bit behind your knee. Arms up high. Exhale, put your hands on your left knee, lean on your left leg. Your heart heads towards me. Look forward. Press into your foot. Push the earth away from you so that you can draw your heart more forward. Seated lunge. Seated lunge. Push into that left foot. Inhale, step back, both feet flat, arms go high. Exhale. Switch feet. Right foot creeps slightly forward. It stays flat on the ground. Left foot tucks slightly back, like you're about to get out of the chair. Push your feet down into the ground. Take your arms a little bit up. Exhale, both hands come to the knee. You're leaning forward. I got a secret for you. Psst. Push your feet down as if you're going to get up. Push the feet down as if you're going to stand up. Inhale. Exhale, draw your heart through your biceps. Inhale, both arms up, feet to the floor, right? Feel that power in your legs. One more time, take it to the left knee. Right foot steps back, left foot finds power as you come forward. Both feet flat to the floor, arms high. And switch again. Both hands to the right leg, left foot steps back. Both feet together, arms high. Take the hands to the knees, bend the elbows backwards, and lean halfway forward. Big inhale. Is there room for you to lean more forward? Press your feet down. Now, if you have a block with you or a stool or something, I brought my block with me. I can place my block here. You can bring elbows to the knees. Hi, Eli. You can walk your sit bones back. You can bring hands to the block. Notice my heart is still above, my head is still above my heart. Right, side view, here's what this looks like. Head is above the heart. It's a big hip stretch. Not everybody's body stretches this way. Knees are apart. This is rounding. We don't want rounding. We want a long spine. Elbows to the knees is fine. And again, we're being careful with our back. So maybe this is it. If you're near a wall, stretch into the wall. Experiment. We've got a unique opportunity here for you to experiment with space. Right? You've got a couch, extra chairs. Sit facing another person, press hand to hand perhaps. You can do this in bed. What's that old thing? You got a fortune cookie, put in bed after it. Do yoga in bed. I'll pretend I can hear you laughing. Press your feet into the floor and your hands into your knees, whatever you were doing before, and let's round the shoulders with a strong core. Sit on up. Shoulders back and down. Let's do a little strengthening for the core. Lift the fronts of your feet. Oh, I got to tilt that screen down a little bit. Lift the fronts of your feet. All right, let's hope that hinge worked. Is it perfect? Oh, it's perfect. Lift the fronts of your feet. Take your arms forward. I'm going to turn sideways so we get a better view on this. Tuck your pelvis under and lean back a little bit, just a little. Shoulders stay in line with the hips, right? So don't round, don't C-curve it. Inhale, arms go up, sit up tall. Exhale, push your heels down and lean back. Got some core work. Inhale. Now, if your arms and shoulders get tired, you know the option is to keep the arms down. I'm going to insist that we work the breath here. Exhale. Pull the belly in. You'll make the exercise that much more effective. Prana in, apana out. Prana, wind out. However it's going to get out, it's going to get out. Inhale up. Exhale. Maybe the hands to the heart and you hold. Adding on, maybe inhale. Exhale, right leg up. Inhale, left leg up. Inhale, right leg up. Inhale, exhale, leg comes up. Now you can do it in your imagination, right? Yoga is a combination of imagination and perspiration, alternating with the breath. Please, please, please try and remember that that breath is so much a key of how this all works. It makes your movement more productive. It moves the energy through the body. And it helps pull that core in. And it's your cardiovascular pump. Right? It's soothing for the nervous system. Right? It'll give you more endurance. All right, one more on each side. And come on up. I'm going to face forward. Let's put our feet together, take our knees apart. If you'd like, our feet flat on the floor but close, knees apart. Hands to your inner thighs and just gently press them out. So maybe you stuck with that for 10. Maybe you stuck with it for 2. Maybe you watched. Maybe you went and got a drink of water. Maybe you were finding some strength that you didn't have before. Maybe it's different here than it is in our in-person classes. It's just the noticing process. Feet a little bit further apart. If it feels okay on your hips, bring your knees together. Feel that stretch here. It's an inner rotation. You think about your knees coming closer than your hips. Be careful. Hip replacement might not always feel so great. So be mindful of what's working for your body. All right, separate the knees. Let's stretch one leg out in front. Lift the toe. Bring the other foot flat. I'm going to use my block here and put it on the outside of my straightened leg. If you don't have a block, that's okay. I'm going to inhale. Both hands to my bent knee. Send my sit bones backwards. I'm going to consciously push those sit bones backwards. If you have a block, you can put one hand on the block. If it reaches, it might not reach. Think about lifting the belly up while pushing your sit bones back. It's not about how far you bend forward. It's where you're noticing the sensation. Your body's coming into an angle, right? Angle instead of a curve. If bowing forward isn't working for you, so stay here if this is working. If it's not, put your foot up on a block or a pillow. Right? Now we just brought our leg closer to our body instead. Back of the leg stretch. Big breath in. And again, those long exhales, especially through the nose, stimulates the vagus nerve. You think stimulates meaning bad, but stimulating the vagus nerve is soothing for the body. Got some time today? Look on the internet. Polyvagal theory. Polyvagal. Right, there's a rabbit hole that will be fun. The leg is on the block or you're leaning forward. Let's inhale with strength. Take that leg. Let's move to the other side. If you're using your heel on the floor, just see how this leg feels. Oftentimes you'll hear folks say, do exactly on one side that you did on the other. We all know that the body is not symmetric that way. So do on this side with this side knees. Inhale. Lean over the left leg. Toe is up, right? That enhances the stretch into the calf. It strengthens the muscles in the shin. It gives you an opportunity to send your sit bones back. Your body reaches, you've got really long arms, hand can be on the block. I like to avoid putting my hand on the straightened leg because there's nothing under the knee to support it. And I want to stretch that leg, not stress it. If leaning forward is putting too much weight on my low back, too much stress, I've got this block here where I can raise my leg instead. You can also do this on your back, bringing the legs up overhead using a strap. We can do a class like that since we're all at home on the floor. So if you're curious about doing a class like that, where we all roll around, just send me a note. My contact information, if you don't have it, my contact information is on the website. It's BYOMyoga@gmail.com, or my name, jackie.gadd@gmail.com. Or you have a captive audience right here with me. Just drop a message in the chat. And then sit on up and lift your leg. Let's take our block, move it to the side. If you're interested in doing a little standing, we're going to do that now. And if you're not, stay seated. Just do the upper body work and move the legs as needed. We're going to press into the floor and lift to a semi-squat. And then sit back down. 5 of those. Semi-squat and back down. Making the transition back down as grunt-free as possible. As smooth as possible. You can have your hands on the chair. Taller chairs are better for this. They're less stressful on the knees. So if you're in a Barca-lounger, be careful. Last one, semi-squat and all the way up. Stretch it out. So if you're going to do the poses with me, you're going to go behind your chair for support. I'm moving my chair totally out of the way. I'm going to check the time. Oh, we're good. We're good. Take a water break. While you're getting water, Silver Sneakers emailed me, and they finally are going to allow me, so any of you out there that are my Silver Sneakers folks, I'm going to be able to check you into the class as soon as they get all of it set up. So that's good news for me. So yay. And then if you don't have Silver Sneakers, don't worry. This is, remember, still free class, still doing this, still streaming up until we can meet again in person. And maybe even we'll do this afterwards. It's still pretty cool. And if you're just joining me for brand new, I'm going to find out if I can register new people or not. But just wanted to let you Silver Sneakers folks know that they finally approved being able to register the people that I already had on my list. So, all right. Bring your feet underneath your hips and make an equal sign, right? So equal sign. So look at your feet and notice if they're doing this or this. Try and adjust them so that your middle toes point forward. And then wiggle all 10 toes. I'm going to stand back even a little bit more. It gives you a better view. And then take your arms up high, inhale. And then bring your hands to your hips. I'm going to put my hand on my chair for stability support. Bring your weight into your right leg. Bring your left foot to your toe. Now notice my hip poked out, so I want you to hug that hip in. And then notice how my left hip went up. So I got to find the balance between my hips. Hugging in on the right, pushing down, and not letting my left hip crunch up. I'm going to start with my left foot on the toe. I'm going to rotate that left knee out and connect my heel to my ankle. Push the floor away and lift up with your belly. So get tall, just like we did sitting in a chair. We're just adding our legs. And if you're in the chair, your hands can be at the heart. And if you're standing, take one hand to the heart, both if you feel safe. Working on tree pose. Big breath in. Draw the breath in from the feet all the way to the crown of the head. Option, that left toe can peek up off the floor. Just notice which way your body wobbles, which muscle suddenly said, hey, I got to do some work here. Loosen up your jaw. Uncrease the space between your eyes, right? I can feel myself wobbling, so my body, it wobbles. You can always do that. This little bit can create a lot of support. Soaking that toe back on the ground. We all get a fatigue point. Take a big breath in. Release the leg. Just notice that flush of release, that fresh oxygen and blood that courses through your muscles. Take a nice hip circle here. If you're in a chair, just mimic whatever you can in the chair. Try and create that sense of rooting down into the earth, even though you're not balancing in the same way. But again, use your imagination. Right. Work from the other side. Feet are pointing forward. Try and get your toes, your knees, and your hips facing the same direction. So we don't want to be out like this, putting undue pressure on the inner and outer knee. Standing on your left foot. We bring the weight to the left side. We don't want to pop the hip out. We want to hug it in. We want to use the gluteus medius. There's some little guys in there. TFLs, some other support structures of our hip to hold it in so the joint isn't flexed to its or extended to its maximum. Bring your right foot to its toe. There's not a lot of weight on that toe, but it's just enough contact to let my brain know where it is in space. Maybe one hand to the chair and one hand to the heart. You're seated, you've got one foot on the toe. Lift the low belly in and up, not by tucking, but just pulling the muscles in. Maybe you rotate that right knee out. Your glute muscles are doing that. Your gluteus maximus are doing that. Breathe in. Connect your right heel to your left ankle. Turn two legs into one energetic unit. Maybe both hands are at the heart. This alone will be a beautiful challenge. If your eyes are wandering, that's excess stimulation for the nervous system. Focus on one thing. So now that you know where we're going, focus on one of the cracks on my wall behind me. Focus on something on your wall. Maybe a light fixture that's off so your eyes don't have that retinal glare. Maybe you pick up the toe on your right foot, flexing at the ankle. Keep engaging the muscles around all the bones. Right? Celebrate that sense of strength. The mind might tend to go towards what's not going right. Can you go with your strength instead? I am balancing. I am strong. I'm holding a lot longer than I thought I could. Release the right foot, release the hands. Take the feet a little bit apart. I think that's tricky for many. Your mind tends to go towards what's error instead of what's on the flip side. What are we doing right? Hey, I'm doing it. Step your left foot slightly forward from your right and bend your left knee. Leave your right heel connected to the floor for a big calf stretch. I'm going to turn sideways to show you what this looks like. Big calf stretch. So if you're seated, you can repeat the seated lunge that we did, stepping one foot forward. Or you can just place both feet flat on the floor and lift the toes for a calf stretch. Option for everybody. Hands to the heart. One or both hands go high to the sky. Bring the hands down, step forward, switch which leg is in front. Heel is down, knee is bent. Press both feet into the floor. Can you feel full contact with both feet? Not a deep, deep, deep lunge. Just finding the stretch in that back leg and still a little bit of a balanced posture. On the inhale, draw the energy from the floor through the legs into the hips, the thorax, the torso. What are we, bugs? Lengthen through the spine. Feel the head in that beautiful position on top of the neck. Chin not thrusting forward. Gaze is forward rather than up. Let's give our neck a break. Feel that length in your torso, that lengthening and hugging in of the belly. We feel vital. Bring the hands down, step forward. We're going to come back to a seated pose. Grab some water on your way. No smoke breaks yet. It's nice to have some extra time. Shoulders up, back and down. Sit bone walk yourself all the way to the back of your chair. And then with hands on your knees so you have firm support, press down, roll your whole spine into the back of your chair. Press into the floor. Careful, don't push so hard that the feet of your chair come up. And then bring yourself into the back of your chair. Once you get there, relax your legs a little bit. Settle in. Peel yourself away from the back of the chair. Sit up tall and take one very gentle twist to the left. Turn your head to the right in an opposite twist for the head and neck. And then release. Sit up nice and tall. Gentle twist to the right. Turn your head the opposite way. Settle in. One last stretch, maybe roll an ankle in a circle. Just bringing the body, the nervous system down, 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 down. So again, letting any distractions or sounds outside your yoga space, just if you need to put a cover over you, pillow on the lap, pillow over the eyes. Palms open is nice. It opens the shoulders. I like feet together, knees apart. It relaxes the hips. It's up to you. We've been doing hand on belly, hand on heart. Left on the heart, right on the belly. Our nurturing center connected with our loving center, creative center, passion. Idea center with our expressive center. Keeps fueling our need to connect and our follow through with connecting. So let's keep it up. Slide your hands together in front of your heart. Reconnect your feet to the floor. Take a nice, full, deep breath in. Let it out. March came in like a lion. See if it goes out like a lamb. Namaste.